its affiliates. Swag De Niro would state that the shooter involved already lost their life as retaliation. Turns out, official police reports state that on September 17th, 2012, just about 2 weeks after JoJo lost his life, Chief Keef's affiliate, Keith Bonds, aka Kiki, was also gunned down, and they believe it was as a result of Lil JoJo's shooting incident. The feud has left a trail of bodies. Lil JoJo had the potential to be something more, even warned by those who have seen the reality of the life he was living. But he was another youth caught up in the gang culture. What he left behind was his affiliates who now sought revenge against those responsible, even targeting their mothers in their fits of rage while they mourned.
So here's my thing with this situation, and I feel like it often happens a lot with these rival gangs when a mother loses her child or families lose a family member. He said, the family's pulling up, now they're in shock, now they're screaming, they can't believe it. But here's my thing. If you know your child's in a gang and you know the neighborhood they live in, why are you shocked? Why are you surprised when these young folks keep dying? Like, it's a cycle. They kill one rival gang member, the rival member retaliate. It's a cycle. So why are they acting surprised? My thing is, you should have acted shocked when you found out he joined the gang. You should have acted shocked when you found out you was pregnant in that neighborhood where young people don't make it out, where they die in this gang life. Did you think that they were just going to be in a gang and nothing was going to happen? And then with this particular case with Lil JoJo, he's all on there, he's on there promoting beef, promoting. He won't let it go. He keeps on. And then why would you tweet your location? I guess they trying to be big and bad, like I'm not scared, but you're asking for trouble. And he keeps doing it. They had the OGs trying to tell him, look, go to school, get out the hood, do something better with your life. Basically warning him because they knew that something was going to happen if he didn't stop, but he kept going. And both gangs, all gangs do this. They just keep going at each other. And it's like, he was like, the parents was, they coming out, they coming out the cars. Of course, they're shocked. They can't believe it. But what did y'all expect? Look at the life you live. So my question is, where were you when he joined the gang? When you found out you was pregnant, you should have been like, oh, blank, no, I'm not staying in this neighborhood. This neighborhood is a death warrant to my future child's life. If it's so bad in Chicago on the south side in these different neighborhoods where a young boy can't even walk down the street without being in a gang, like he got to be in a gang just because he live in it, then you need to get out the neighborhood as a mom. You need to leave the town. If you don't have to have no money in your pocket, you need to get a Greyhound ticket, work at McDonald's, get a Greyhound ticket, and move somewhere where you can raise your family. A lot of people from Chicago move to Dallas. You can find a decent part to live in Dallas and be okay. They got decent little middle class parts where it's not too bougie and it's not too hood, and you'll be okay. You need to move somewhere else where your child has a future. If it's so bad in Chicago where these young teens can't even go outside or go to school without being drafted into a gang, then what do you expect to happen? But you want to wait till the day they get killed to act brand new and be like, oh, I can't believe it, to be in shock. So what did you think was going to happen? And he all on media promoting beef and they beefing. You should have been talking to him when he was doing that. You should have been there for him when he was in the streets hanging with that gang. You should not have allowed him to hang with the gang. You should have moved him out when he was promoting the beef, when he was doing. You should have been in your child's life. Why are these young teenagers in Chicago allowed to be out at night at house parties or doing gangs or in these houses smoking, drinking, doing all these rap gangster videos, doing all these drill music videos? Why are they allowed to be out walking at night and they 14, 15, 16, and 17? What do you think gonna happen? But then these parents on the way to they die and be like, oh, you took my baby away. Oh, that was wrong of you. But your baby was doing the same thing that the person that took them away was doing. So both of them in the wrong. So my thing is, this is not the kid's fault. This is the parents' fault. You parents are failing your children in Chicago. If you know it's that bad, then it's your right as a parent, as a mother, and Lord forbid if it's a father, to get them out the neighborhood. But somehow you parents are messed up in the head and you're conditioned to the gang lifestyle as well. I seen on another clip where they were saying the mothers are kind of coming together, making a group therapy session for the ones that have lost their children to gang violence. But it's only like one set. It's not both gangs' mothers, both of the rival gangs coming together like, let's create a peace treaty. It's just that one set. So it's like they're still feeding into us against you, and y'all babies are killing their babies. So I say all that to say, don't wait till your child die if they in a gang in Chicago and you know you didn't tell that child not to join the gang or get in the house. Where are you at all types of night? You know they out there doing these drill music videos promoting violence, but you want to wait till they get shot to act brand new to be like, why y'all take my baby away? And he out there putting in work, killing people, and now you want to act brand new when he died. What did you think was going to happen? You did not parent him well. Y'all are leaving your children in Chicago to be a victim to the streets because y'all are not moving out. Y'all are not creating peace treaties. Y'all are not creating enough jobs. Y'all are not signing these kids to go into the Army, the Air Force, to do something with their lives. And I just think these parents are failing them. They want to wait till they get shot when you should have been telling them, hey, you need to stop making a music video. You need to stop hanging around them. You need to stop being in that gang. If I got to move you out this neighborhood. They're not grown. You ain't grown at 17. You're not grown at 15 or 14. So why y'all got your kids? Why are they allowing these children in Chicago, these preteens and to be out all types of night gang banging, doing drill music videos? What do you think is going to happen? And then when they die, you want to be crying your eyes out. No, you should have been a mother to them while they were here. You should have taught them better when they was here. You should have tried to get them out while they were here. And sometimes you can't wait around. I seen another video where one dude was going to leave and he had like 2 days. You got to get out now. Get a Greyhound and get out now. If God is telling you to leave, you better not take that lightly. I don't care what you've done. If God say he going to forgive you, he going to forgive you. And you better get out now. Because somebody will want to get you back. And if he's telling you to leave, he's trying to give you a fresh start. You don't have time to wait around. Especially with you talking what you gonna do, they gonna try to get you. They don't want you to leave and you like kill their homies. If he's telling you to leave and y'all in Chicago and you leaving the gang life, you better get out of town. And that's not being a punk. God is trying to warn you. Because if you don't, you'll wake up. God forbid waking up in hell. But God is trying to get your attention. So please, 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 heed to the word of the Lord. Parents, don't wait till your kids in these gangs die to want to act brand new, to want to say, oh, they shouldn't have killed my baby. Oh, they making jokes. Parent your child while they're there. You should know where your child is all types of the night. A 14-year-old don't have no business being out at 10, 12 o'clock at night with gang members, even at house party. They don't have no business doing that. They need to be in the room studying. Y'all need to parent. If half of these parents in Chicago were actually parenting, this gang violence wouldn't be going on. I don't care how bad the neighborhood is. If y'all was actually parenting, then parents would sit down with each other and be like, look, y'all need to cut this off. But y'all got the OGs running y'all house and the people that's running these gangs running your children's life. You decided as a parent to step back and let the people running these gangs to parent your children in Chicago. And now you are leaving your children to be another child left in the gutter, dead, due to gang violence. Parent your children. Don't wait till they die to cry. You need to cry when they join the gang. You should have been checking on why 13, 14, 15-year-olds out there all times of the night gang banging. But then you want to cry when something happened to them. What did you expect to happen? Because y'all chose not to parent. You chose to let the streets raise your child. And then when they die, you want to cry boo-hoo. But you should have been a better parent. You should have parented. You should have did what you could to get your kids out the streets of Chicago. You should have created parent peace treaties, but you didn't. You thought it would be okay. Do you think if your son is getting all this credit from the gang he's in and from the streets he's in because he putting in work and he killing people, you think that other gang ain't going to catch back up to him? Because it's not like they smart. They not putting in work and moving away or got all this FBI or get all this top security with them where they can put in work and then get a limousine like the gangsters used to do. You couldn't really touch them because they had limousines, they had security and stuff. You know what I'm saying? They moved a different way. That's what the old school gangsters used to do in the 30s and 40s. You couldn't really just walk up on them and shoot them. Black folks in Chicago, black kids don't have nothing like that. And I'm not glorifying either lifestyle, but it's like you want to go kill these people, and then you want to go walk outside at 10, 12 o'clock at night, knowing you in a gang and a rival gang gonna get you. And then when your kid gets killed, y'all mamas want to cry boo-hoo. This is the lifestyle they're living. You should have been a parent. You should not have let him join the gang or her join the gang. You should have told her to go to school. They don't have no business being out at 12 and 11 at night making drill videos or killing people. They need to be in Bible study. They need to be doing their homework. Take them to church. Put them in youth groups. Get them out the neighborhood if it's that bad. Create peace treaties. You parents need to come together and create peace treaties and stop letting the OGs and the gang members turn your kids into little demons where they killing themselves because the devil is using us to kill us. It's too many teenagers dying in Chicago. Ain't even 18. Most of them don't even reach 21. They just killing each other. The devil just sitting back, having a ball because we are killing each other. And he getting all them souls, all them young folks just killing each other. We don't have time to be fighting no other country. There is a war going on right in the streets of Chicago. And it's time for something to be done to create peace. For these kids to learn, to get out, to know that there's better. You can join the Army, the Navy. You can be a teacher, a lawyer, a doctor. You could be anything. You don't have to be a gangbanger. And even if you are, you can get out. I know they say you can't get out. Leave. You need Jesus. Jesus will show you how to get out of that. Because you being a black man and black woman killing your other black sisters ain't it. That's genocide. That's not it. We were bought to this nation as slaves. For us to turn around and kill each other? Come on, y'all. That's not God's plan for anybody, black, white, Latino. But we as black people need to do better. And we as black moms in Chicago need to do better. Because what happens is you know the life of your child. You know he living reckless. You know he gang banging. You know he killing. But then when somebody pop your child, you want to cry boo-hoo like he was innocent. Like he was a John the Baptist out here. But you knew he was putting in work for the devil, for that gang. And then when he get popped, you want to cry. You should have cried when he joined that gang. You should have cried for him to stop being in them streets. Stop doing it. And what is he, 14, 15? What he got a nerve to be out at night for? He need to be, like I said, he need to be doing his homework, in bed, in Bible study, in youth groups, churches in Chicago. Y'all need to do better. Because if I lived in Chicago, all I would be doing is crying out. What are these churches doing in Chicago? What are y'all doing in Chicago? And I have to call out the holiness churches because we the one with the power. We got the Holy Ghost. What are y'all doing? And I'm focused on Chicago right now. It may be other cities where it's so bad, but all I see is Chicago right now. It's just hitting me. And Chicago needs Jesus. What are y'all churches doing? Why is O Block and 63rd Street and what is it, M Block and all these other gangs going against each other? All these young kids ain't even reaching 18, 19, 20, killing each other. What are y'all doing that got the Holy Spirit in Chicago? Because you need to be doing a Azusa Street around the block, stopping this gang violence. And yes, God gives us common sense. But if you move in on the devil's territory as God leads you with wisdom, he ain't gonna let you get killed. You need to pray. Y'all can go out there passing out food, preaching the word. Who gonna turn down food? Y'all ain't in no gang. They not after y'all like that. Yes, you have to be careful. I understand innocent bystanders can get killed. But if you passing out rib sandwiches, you think black folks finna turn it down? If you passing out rib sandwiches, chips, and soda and preaching Jesus, you think they finna turn it down? And you preaching peace, they gonna listen to you, if not just to get that food. Y'all need to create programs for these young kids in these gangs in Chicago. For them to get paid to go to the Army, to go to the Air Force, Job Corps. Like, you need to take education to the hood so they know that there is another way out. Somebody is telling them that selling their soul for the block is worth it. For what? You killing your rivals? For what prize do they get at the end but a grave? What prize do they get? They wake up in hell. What are these OGs telling these young folks where they willing to lose their life at 14 and 15 and 16 for they set? What prize are you getting? You're not getting out the hood. You're not getting $1 million. You're not getting a car. They might give you 10, 15,000 to pop somebody. But what is that? And you still in the hood. You still poor, just like them people you hate. Just like your black sisters and brothers in that rival gang that you killing. Y'all don't get no prize. What you get, 10, 15, $5,000, enjoy that for a moment, still in the hood, still broken, and get killed a year later, 5, 6 months later, right after you pop them, they gonna kill you. It's a cycle. What are they brainwashing these kids with in Chicago to make them sell their souls for their unit, for their gang, for their clique? I am letting y'all know they don't want to hear people like me. They don't want to hear me. They probably be like, pop me too, because I'm preaching peace. I'm preaching that y'all need to stop the beefing in Chicago. I'm preaching peace treaty. I'm preaching Jesus. I'm preaching y'all black kids need to wake up. God never made us to kill each other. I don't care what color we are, but black folks is killing each other and shit. Black kids and teenagers and young folks is killing each other for what? What is your prize? To wake up in an eternal hell and these demons marking y'all because of the lifestyle y'all living, just running from each other, shooting each other? Y'all don't get no prize in the end. You wake up in hell. And they mom was crying like they was some saint, but you should have been a parent when they was there. You should have got them out the hood. You should have told them to go to church, go to school. If you know your child got a demon in them, drag they butt to church. Take them to another city. They are a child. Since when do mom give their kids 14 and 15 the right to be in a gang and ruin their own life and run their own life and be out at all types of night instead of parenting, instead of getting the help they need? You can move them away. That gang can't stop you from taking your child and moving them to a different state. They can't stop you. You ain't got to tell them nothing. That child ain't got no say. And if you scared of your child, that's a problem. Because I don't care if your child is an assassin and a gang member at 14 and 15. Some of these videos I was watching, you as a parent can tell your child we leaving. Or just roll up on them one day like, get in the car, let's go. And if they don't go, that's on them. But I'm saying you as a parent need to parent. If you know your kid is in these streets or the gang is after them or they're in a gang, move them away. Tell them to get out. Tell them to go to school. Tell them to go to church. Don't let them get in that gang. If the neighborhood is that bad, y'all don't need to be in the neighborhood. They need to be sending the army to the neighborhood to stop this violence. To be outside on the streets like y'all can't be out here. You going to church, you going to school, where's your pass at? Because y'all need to be monitoring the streets of Chicago and these hoods so that these young folks can stop killing each other. There needs to be something in place for them to know that there's something else I can do. I don't have to gangbang. I don't have to sell my soul for the block. The block ain't gonna save you. Waking up in hell for what? You parents are not parenting in Chicago, but then when you lose your child, you crying and shaking. What do you think was gonna happen? They putting in work for they set. They killing these other black babies. They made somebody else's mama cry. They made somebody else's black mama cry. Now when they get your child, you want to sit up here and be like, don't use my child as a this, as a that. But what did he do? What did he do to some other black person's mom, some black young man's mom? He made her cry. And you want to sit there and be like, y'all wrong and y'all going to hell. Well, your child went to hell too. He was doing the same thing. You should have been a better parent. Why are you letting I keep saying the same thing. Y'all are not parenting. And then when it happens, you surprised. Then you want to cry. Then you want to go into shock. You should have did that when you should have did that when you should have been involved in their lives. When they joined the gang, when they should not have joined the gang. You should have did that then. When you found that you was pregnant, you should have been like, I got to figure out a way to get out of here. Because if it was me, and I know the street don't want to change and the blocks don't want to change, I'm going to leave. I'm going to try to figure out ways that maybe I can come back and help, or they can create programs. It's going to be on my heart, but I'm going to know I have to get out because they don't want to change. So now we need to pray for Chicago, the streets of Chicago. We need to pray for change. We need to pray for programs. We need to pray that the army, somebody come in and start dictating the streets of Chicago so that black children can live, so they can stop joining gangs. Why are you letting the OGs and the gang members raise your kids? They don't love them. If they love them, they would be telling these black kids, why y'all killing each other? We from the same crumb. We come from the same crumb of bread. We come from nothing. We need to be creating black businesses together so that we all can get up out the hood together. Them OGs don't love y'all. They got black boys killing black boys. 14 and 15. How these OGs love y'all and they got these black kids killing each other. The OGs back in the day wasn't even dying like that. They wasn't even dying at 14 and 15, but they got y'all killing each other. Or these new gang members got y'all killing each other. But it's still stemming from the OGs. They in prison. They live to their 50s and 60s. Y'all don't even live to 18 these days, but these are people y'all going hard for? Do you think Jesus want that for y'all? Do these young gang members realize that there is an eternity? That once you pop them and they pop you, you finna wake up in hell for the rest of your years. You want to hell at 14, 15, and 16. You're going to be there for the rest of eternity. You didn't even live out your life. You could have been a doctor, a lawyer, a teacher. You could have created change in Chicago. You could have created a youth home. You could have been a model, an actor. You could have did something for God and something great physically. A judge, a lawyer. They're not even realizing they're throwing their lives away because they living for the block, for they set, for these OGs that live to 60 and they ain't even living to 18. Parents, you have to do better. I don't want to see no parent on there shaking and crying when their kid get killed when you knew your kid was in that lifestyle. You know what's up. You didn't care as long as it wasn't him. You didn't care when your kid was killing somebody else's black son. But then when they kill your son, now you want to ring the alarm. You knew the life he was living. You should have been a parent. You should have told him that's not what we do. We help our people. We need to love our people. We need to stop promoting violence and hate. The OGs don't care for y'all. Them gang members don't care for y'all. If they want to see a 15-year-old black kid kill another black kid, a 15-year-old killing a 23-year-old or vice versa. They got females in these gangs. Males killing females and females killing... What is that? And it ain't nobody else but black folks killing each other. Black kids killing each other. Black teens. Black youth. And y'all think them streets and these OGs love y'all and they promoting black genocide? And these are people y'all willing to die for and go to hell for forever? Because the Bible says, because of lack of knowledge, my people perish. Somebody needs to ring the alarm. I don't understand how you can be from Chicago. A lot of y'all from Chicago moved to Dallas for whatever reason. I don't understand how you could be from Chicago and move somewhere else. Let me say that again. I understand why you would move somewhere else, but I don't understand how you could just forget about what's going on there and not want to help and not suggest things to the government, like them getting the army out on the street to patrol the streets so that gang violence and their youth can live, or them creating job corps for teens in Chicago, or them drafting gang members and putting them in the army or the Air Force, or different things so that they know it's a different life out there. Like, they need to intervene. The government needs to intervene at this point, but because it's black kids, I guess nobody cares. But I just wonder if it would be the same if it was white kids killing themselves at this rate. The murder rate in these Chicago neighborhoods and ghettos is crazy high. It's crazy high. And we need to pray, but we also need to go to the White House and to the jurisdiction centers in Chicago, and we need to do something, because these black babies are dying in Chicago. These teens, these gangs are killing each other. And to wake up in hell and die for your set and for the block ain't worth it. If these OGs really loved y'all, if y'all gang leaders and your cousin, your family, and the gangs that brought y'all into the wolf pack, if they really loved y'all, they would have told y'all it's not what's up. Us black folks killing each other, and don't none of us have a pot to piss in or a bread to eat from, but we want to kill each other when we should be working together because we all in the same boat. We family, but they not teaching them like that. They want these young kids to kill each other at 15, then they want to make a shirt. They want to make a shirt for these fallen gang members that was kids and they in hell burning for the rest of their life. They getting tortured in hell, but y'all want to make a shirt and you want to create a day and name it after them. Man, they in hell burning. They wish they can tell y'all you don't want to come to this place. They wish they had another chance. But y'all think that's glory, dying for your set, just so they can put you on a shirt and create a day for your block and name the block after you, like you Martin Luther King? Because you promoted black violence, because you killed other black lives and you were black because both of y'all was poor? What is that to celebrate? That's ignorance. That's ignorance. They just KKK just sitting back laughing. We ain't got to kill them N-words. They killing themselves. That's ignorance. What is there to celebrate? That ain't a gangster. That's a wankster. That's a foolish person. And their children. So I don't blame these kids. I'm blaming the parents at this rate. Because you see your kids are out there all times of the night. You see the videos that they doing, but you don't say nothing. You wait till they get killed to scream and cry. You should have been doing that when you seen the stuff they were doing. You should have been intervening. You should have tried to get them out. You should have told them not to join that gang. But you didn't. You let it go on. And then when they die, you want to cry. You want to scream. And these mothers that are losing kids on both sides, these gang wars, they're not coming together to create peace. Everybody's staying within their set. So if they on this street, they staying with their mother. If they on this street, until y'all mothers mature and come together and put God first and turn from sin and be born again, or at least mature and humble yourself and at least put God first, ain't nothing gonna change. Because these mothers are lacking wisdom, and because of that, their babies are selling their souls for the street, for the OGs, for the gangs, and they're waking up in hell. And it's the mother's fault. It ain't these kids' fault. Ain't nobody teaching them but the wrong people. So they becoming victims to the streets because you mothers and you fathers, the fathers aren't there, and the mothers have a lack of wisdom. And somehow y'all are ran by the gangs and the streets you live in too, because if you wasn't, you would be telling your kid that's not the way to go, to get out, to be a lawyer, to be a doctor, to be a train driver, to be something, to be somebody great. You know what I'm saying? To go to be on the White House, be in the Congress, be a Congress member, change the laws, do something for the city, be the mayor of Chicago, change the laws for the inner city. I think I might just run for the mayor of Chicago, because at this point I feel like don't nobody care but me. I know some people that care, but this is just getting out of hand because ain't nothing changing. And something needs to change. Why come Barack Obama, when he was president, why he didn't talk about Chicago? Why he didn't make Chicago better? Why they didn't do something? Why these presidents are ignoring Chicago and the death rates? We don't have time to worry about no other country. We got war going on right in Chicago. These black babies are killing each other, and we just sitting around barbecuing, celebrating. And ain't nothing to celebrate. And we need to pray, and we need to get out, and we need to do something. Churches, y'all need to get involved. What are y'all churches doing? You Holy Ghost filled churches in Chicago. I ain't saying just run out in the midst of a shootout, but I'm saying y'all need to be getting out there with some cookies, some sandwiches, some ribs. You need to be enticing these people to get their lives to Jesus, because black folks, I don't care how much of a gangster or killer they are, they ain't finna turn down no free food. They will put up with you just for them free food and chips. Even if they walk up and walk away, they can get that gospel in a few seconds. Do something. Pray.